Hello smart investors, good day. Yeah, I just showed you a piece of land and there's a reason why I did that. And the reason is because the owner of that land intentionally bought that land and left it, and now we are seeing the land in the middle of development. So, and another thing is that the land is as old as all those other lands that houses have been built upon. So, which brings us to the topic we are about to talk about today: land banking. So what is land banking? Land banking is actually the process of buying land in an undeveloped area, for the purpose of reselling. So land banking, actually is one of the oldest form of real estate practices, whereby when a city is growing exponentially, there will be like an expansion, to the neighboring city. So, and that is an example of that is a place like Ekwe. The main Lagos is getting, overpopulated. So attention is being shifted to Ibejuleki and Ekwe, and even also at Badagry, Agbara area. Although those places are somehow developed, but they still have like many undeveloped lands over there. So why are we talking about land banking? Because of what is presently happening. Lagos is, the population of Lagos, is growing day by day. Yes. And that is why we have, developments going on in Lagos. And the reason why land banking, at this point in time is very essential is that due to the infrastructures that have been built or that are being built, such as the Dangote refinery, the Lekki Free Trade Zone, the Lekki Deep Sea Port, all those infrastructures, and not to forget the proposed Lekki International Airport, or we could say Ibejuleki International Airport, whichever one. So all these things, are what gears up developments in an area. So why land banking? Land banking is essential because Lagos is getting expanded, and if you have some money right now, the best place to invest right now is in Ekwe and Ibejuleki. And like from what I told you, what land banking is actually the process whereby you buy a piece of land at a cheap rate. Let's say, for instance, you buy a land for 10 naira, for instance. Then you wait for 10 years, 20 years, and sell it 200 naira or 500 naira or 1000 naira, depending on how long you have left the land, to fallow in order to have value. And when you bought it for that price of 10 naira, it's bushy, it may be swampy, it may not even have roads, or it may just have like footpaths that leads, to where the land actually is. So land banking is actually a form of, should I say, wealth creation and wealth preservation, that you can, go into. So what are the benefits of this land banking, if I may ask? Well, the benefits are very, very, immense. And I would say the number one benefit is that land banking, number one, hedges against inflation. And we all know that the inflation right here, right now in this country, it's just, just going up. You know what they say about what goes up doesn't come down. We hope it comes down, but who knows? So that is why, investing in land banking is very, very key, because it hedges against inflation. And how can inflation take away your money? For instance, you have 5 million naira in your bank account. In, let me say, a year, you cannot have up to 2% interest or even 1%. You can't have up to 1% interest for leaving your money in the bank. What you can have is just change on it, or even bank charges will even swallow up the interest that's supposed to be on your 5 million. But if you take that same 5 million, put it into a property, a land banking property, whereby you buy the land and you leave it for a year. This is like magic. In a year, you can have up to 35% interest on that land, because land usually appreciates with time. Over time, land appreciates, and that is why I said you can gain up to 35% interest on that land. 35% of what you spent in acquiring that land. So that is that. And the next thing I want to talk about is, there's another benefit, is that it is transferable. It's transferable in the sense that you can will it to your children, like the Bible says, to have something for your children, as their inheritance. So that's another good thing that land banking can, be of benefit to you. So another thing is that land banking can, help you store and retain wealth. Like if you have some money that you are not using, or you don't know what to do with it at the moment, for you not just to like keep it in the bank or keep it in your house and just be spending it, before you know, you can just finish spending it. One or two things will just come up, you spend the whole money. So, but with land banking, if you have such money, you can just keep it, like invest it in property, so that the value of that money will not be destroyed with inflation. So that is where land banking, the benefit of land banking are. So another thing I would like to say about land banking is that you may be looking at lands now like, oh, it's too far. Let's say places like Ekpe or places like Ibejuleki. You can be saying it's too far. It's not a dry land, or it's a swampy land, or it's this. Almost everywhere in Lagos is swampy. In Surulere, there were lots of should I say swampy lands there. But look at it today. Go there, if they tell you it was swampy, you won't believe. Like if they tell you that place was swampy before, it was now sandfield and built on it, you may not believe it. But look at Surulere today and many other places. So the essence of land banking is just to help you, lock down the value of the money you have right now, and even get double, triple, and so on the value of that money in the future. So not minding if the place is far. You are not doing land banking because you want to go and live in such land. No, you are doing the land banking because you want to actually, have the benefit of the fact that you want to grow your investment, you want to grow your money. So land banking is an avenue whereby you can retain your wealth, retain your money, and so on. So what other thing am I going to add in land banking? It's the fact that anybody can go into land banking. If you have the habit of saving, you can start small, save, then invest. If you are a salary earner, for instance, you can say, okay, every month you want to be, pushing out or keeping aside a sum of money, every month, till you can now acquire a land and just keep it. You never can tell, when, in fact, they say that time flies. And think about where you would be in the next 10 or 20 years. Where would you be? You don't even know. But for security purpose, for your financial security, don't you think, or don't you agree with me, that if you just invest in land banking, it in 20 years or in 10 years, it's going to be of great assistance to you. It's going to be of great value. And one other thing I forgot to add as the benefits of land banking is that if you are able to get like 6 plots of land, now let's say for instance, if you are buying Ekpe Gardens, you're able to buy 6 plots, which is like 15 million for 6 plots, and just leave it. Maybe in like 10 years or 20 years, even if you don't have money to build on it, you can sell part of it and use it to build. And when you now build, you can now get rental income. Or if by then you're still comfortable, you can sell some of it or even all of it, depending on maybe your investment plan, or maybe you want to go and use it to start another project. So land banking cannot be overemphasized. The value of land banking cannot be overemphasized. So now is the time, for you to key into land banking. So that is land banking explained. So lest I forget, there's one other thing about land banking, that is, before you buy, any land at all, you must look for a good realtor, the one you can trust, and also ensure that the realtor knows his work, because there are a lot of scammers, even in the real estate sphere, in the real estate industry. So be careful of the kind of land you buy. Check out the title, and also ensure that you verify the authenticity of the documents of the land. That's doing your due diligence. That is very, very key. All you need to do is just spend a small amount of money to verify that land before you buy. Or if you already have a trusted realtor like me, you can reach out, then we'll verify the documents of the land to know if it's genuine. And I personally, I don't do lands that are not genuine, because I am somebody that doesn't like to I don't like to go into business that will get sour over time. So that is why one needs to be very, very careful when involving in property and buying or selling properties. So those are the little hacks I can say about land banking. So if you have any questions, if you have anything at all, you can just type it in the comment section, and I will be there to answer your questions. So hope you enjoyed this little education, or should I call it class, about land banking. So have a wonderful day, and bye bye.